What's good, y'all? What's up? It's me, L Teddy 27, Angry Teacher Chronicles, and this is my review for Queen Sugar, Season 4, Episode 7. Alright, y'all, let me just say this, okay? So, this was a lackluster episode for me. Halfway through the episode, I wrote to myself in my notes, I said, something big is going to happen either in the second half or at the very end, because it was a very lackluster episode. And you learn in fiction that drama has these peaks. The drama has peaks and valleys, almost like radio waves. And so if you want to have a really, really high drama filled moment, sometimes you'll have a really, really, really dull or low point in terms of the amount of drama, so as to put more spotlight or emphasis on that high moment. And so it makes it even more exponentially more drama filled than it would have been had it been preceded by another drama filled moment. So what you'll have is you'll have this lull in the drama, so as to, kind of catch you off guard and hit you real hard with this intense drama filled moment. And that's what I felt like this episode was. There's another reason that I hated this episode, and then that's the best way I can put it. And we'll get to that throughout the episode. You'll see why. So we start off with Nova. She's in Philadelphia. She's about to go on this television show to be interviewed about the book and so forth. So one of the, what do you call them, gaffers or showrunners or stagehands, whatever they call the people that work behind the scenes at the television show, she comes to Nova. She says, listen, we found out, learned about your family. Nova says, oh, well, I'm the last, what is that? I saw something over there. Maybe look. Anyway, Nova says, I'm the last female, living female that is attached to my mom. And they were like, no, we found someone else. And I think everybody immediately thought they were trying to say, oh, you got a sister, or, your mom had this child you didn't know about. And she was like, can we include this in the show? She was like, absolutely not. Baby Nova got on that good television show. Host said, well, we found a family member that you didn't know about. And she's kind of caught off guard, because now all of her, all of this is coming out in the public eye, unbeknownst to her, without her consent. And now she's getting the slightest inkling of what her family is going through, because she's not going to have the opportunity to deal with this in private. She's having to, deal with all of this right in public without her consent. And that's good for her. I don't feel bad for her. Don't cry for me, Argentina, because nobody feels bad for you, okay? Anyway, we learned that it's her mom's first cousin and she's still alive. And so you see Nova, she has the picture in front of her. She's touching it. And you see there's this mixed emotions in her. She's kind of happy, but at the same time, you see she's sad, because she probably wants to be able to have this moment to herself, probably more than likely with her family. And she know at this point she can't have either. And it is what it is. So next we see Charlie. Charlie meets with the councilwoman from the next parish over, which is St. Thomas Parish. I'm not sure if it's St. Thomas Parish, or if it's St. Thomas, the city or town, but I know it's the next one over. I think it's the parish. She's the only council, she's the only woman on their council over there. She's a black woman. And she basically tells Nova, baby, I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. I do not trust you. I think you will, you'll double cross me. Any chance you get. You talk about the Landrys, but you were one of them just a minute ago, a hot second ago. So, girl, I don't trust you as far as I can throw you. I'm not here for you. Don't look for me to help you, boo. And so she keeps it moving. Next, we're at the farm. So Ralph Angel pulls up to the farm, and the police is there, and they done put handcuffs on my Almond Joy and is arresting him. Almond Joy is the guy, I think his name is Benny, who works with Ralph Angel. Anyway, he's going to be termed Almond Joy. Why? Because Almond Joy that beautiful milk chocolate candy, and Almond Joy's got nuts mounds down, and so he'll be our Almond Joy. Yes, Almond Joy. Anyway, Almond Joy is over here getting arrested. The police are like, oh, we found drugs on him, and we can see it was possession with intent to distribute. I think they said it was meth or whatever. Ralph Angel, I mean, you can clearly see they planted this on him. I mean, it's bullshit. And Ralph Angel was like, listen, I got cameras all around here if y'all up to some bullshit. And they were like, oh, really? Really? How you know they've been working the whole time? And basically what they're alluding to is, hey, either we've one tampered with them, or two, even if you try to submit those for evidence or to try to come against us, it's not gonna work so much. So they take my Almond Joy to jail. Nova is leaving this studio, the television studio in Philly, and she runs into White Boy Cop. Help us, Jesus, help us. So, let me tell y'all, this is White Boy Cop back from season 1. I have never, ever liked this relationship. I don't like it. I don't like seeing it. I don't like having to have it force-fed down my throat, because here you have Nova, who's supposed to be this whole Afrocentric. I'm looking out for my race. I'm all about my people. This, that, and the third. I was protesting against the white cops that were doing all of these horrible things to our black brothers. And you over here getting a whole white boy cop dick up in you. I'ma just go there, okay? It conjures up feelings from slavery times, when white slave massa was raping our nubile black Nubian queens against their wills, while they were beating our black men to death and killing them and lynching our black men. They were also raping and shoving their white dicks up in our Nubian queens. And so you over here protesting against white cops, same white massa, slave massa mentality, who are arresting and killing our black men still, but you still around here voluntarily letting them shove their dicks up in you. I'm just not here for this whole dichotomy. I'm not here for any of it. I hate it. I loathe it. I don't want to see it. And it's not that I have an issue with interracial dating. I really don't. It doesn't bother me. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But for some reason, though, this relationship between Nova and White Boy Cop, I do not like. And so for the entire episode, it was hard for me to get through this episode, because I did not want to see any parts of it. I wanted no parts of it, and I wasn't here for it. Moving on. They talked about how he read her book. He likes that she said he was the love of her life, this, that, and the third. She invites him to lunch the next day. Whatever. Then we're at Aunt Vi's Donna. Aunt Vi and what's the chick name? Rhonda or whatever. They're cleaning up. They lock up. We learned that Hollywood has given Aunt Vi her space. Hollywood is staying with his mom, taking care of his mom or whatever. I hate this. I'm not here for you, Aunt Vi. I hate what you're doing right now. This is not... Listen, Hollywood has done nothing wrong. He did not cause this. He did not bring this on you. Rather, Hollywood has done all of the right things, made all of the right moves, done nothing but strengthen, support, love on you, and do all of the right things that a husband should do. And I said husband. He's your husband. He's your spouse. He's your mate. He's not your boyfriend. He's not your living lover. He's not your concubine. He is your husband, your mate. And during times like this, you just said, the doctor said you're suffering from PTSD. You need your husband there to do the things that Hollywood is doing. As much as black men get accused of not doing the right thing in times like this, you got a strong black man that is doing all of the right things. And what do? Black woman, you cast him to the side and say, oh no, I don't want that. No, I don't want any parts of this strong black man that is doing everything that he should be doing the right way. No, I don't want that. Leave me to myself to try to suffer through this by myself, knowing that I don't have the strength to do this. I mean, it doesn't make sense. I hate all of this. But this is what we learn. They pack up, they go home. Aunt Vi and Rhonda leave. Later on during the night, somebody breaks in, trashes the place, vandalizes Aunt Vi's diner. Aunt Vi comes the next day. She sees the diner is just towed down. Rhonda says, listen, this is bad. You might want to call Hollywood. What does Vi say? Nah, I'm not going to call him. So she calls the police or whatever. I'm just not here for this. Just not here for it at all. Darla, then we see Darla's at work. Darla is all, thinking everything's going to be okay. She rolls up to the desk of one of her coworkers, sees Nova's book is open, and is open to the chapter about Darla. And she sees her co-workers over huddled off in the cut, whispering, kikiing and chuckling and laughing, and she knows that they're laughing about her. She knows that they know about her, and now she's the subject of all of the clamor and gossip and so forth at her place of employment, and all of her, thoughts and nightmares and what she thought could possibly happen have come to fruition. And, she's in a bad place. She tries to call Ralph Angel. Ralph Angel has a lot going on as well, and he doesn't answer. Oh, Lord. Then we got Nova's at lunch with White Boy Cop. They talk about, they catch up on, how everything's been going. We find out he's no longer a cop. He has his own private security firm, this, that, and the third. I don't want to see it. I don't want to know. I don't care. Then we got Charlie and Micah. They come over to the diner to see what happened. And Micah starts to help clean up. Prosper and his friend come. And Prosper reminds Vi, listen, we've been through this before and we're going to get through this too. So they all start helping out with the cleanup process. Vi talks about the fact that, listen, I ain't have no cameras because I didn't think I would need none because I thought everybody loved me here in St. Joseph. And the interesting thing is we later find out everybody does love Aunt Vi, but everybody doesn't love Charlie. And so now Charlie's mess, and it's not mess, but Charlie's decision is going to affect the family, just like Nova's decision is affecting the family. Okay, so back at Ralph Angel's house, y'all about to get mad. Y'all gonna get up in these comments, talk about me, tell me I'm wrong, tell me all of this, that, and the third. Start trying to windmill with me in the comments. And I'm here for all of the windmillers because we can get up in these comments and windmill. Because I'm going to call her what I call her. Ugly chick. Yeah, I said it. Ugly chick. Because that whore is pushing up on my dude. Ugly chick comes over. They done got Almond Joy out of jail. Almond Joy is in his feelings or whatever, rightfully so. And they say, listen, this ain't gonna by itself ain't gonna cause you to violate your probation. We are here for you to strengthen and support you, this, that, and the third. And we find out now, we're starting to see this is all the Landrys. The break through the window at the campaign headquarters, Aunt Vi's diner, the situation with the cops at Ralph Angel's house. All of this is the Landrys. And like I said earlier, Charlie's decision to run and to go up against the Landrys is now causing repercussions and consequences for the family. I mean, just like we got mad at Nova because of what she did causing grief for the family. And this is something that happens when you got maybe a family member that runs for public office or a family member that is a well-known public figure. There are things that sometimes people don't take into consideration. The fact that there are people who are going to want to do bad things to you. The fact that there will be jealous people and people who don't want to see you succeed. They want to see your demise. So they will choose to affect your family, knowing that for most people, if you bother their family, that's going to cut them and hurt them the worst. So Charlie never prepared her family for, yeah, you running for campaign. Yeah, you said, oh, I'm willing to get out in these St. Joseph streets and windmill against the Landrys. But your family didn't sign up for that. And even though they didn't sign up for that, they have to contend with that. And so now this is a byproduct of, you know, Charlie's decision to fight against the Landrys. And whether or not they're here for it, this is their reality now. Where am I? Okay. Back at Aunt Vi's diner. Aunt Vi is talking to Charlie. Charlie learns that when Aunt Vi said, you know, I've been through this before, she's talking about when Jimmy Dale left her back in the day. He trashed her house and vandalized her house. And I'm guessing that Prosper came to help Aunt Vi back then, you know, get her house back together. She said, I got through that, I'll get through this. She then tells Charlie everything that's going on with her and Hollywood. And like I told you, I'm not here for this. Not here for that at all. So then, remember Aunt Vi said she didn't have no cameras. But Charlie, you know Charlie is always right up on shit. Charlie goes to the pharmacy next door and she talks to the owner. And the owner brings over video footage and stuff from his camera because he got cameras all around his pharmacy. They then see that, remember the guy that was in Jacob's office when Charlie went there and he said, oh, that's a consultant or whatever. He's been snooping around outside Aunt Vi's diner, taking pictures and following them and snooping around and so forth. And then they get a good picture of the person that broke into Aunt Vi's diner. They find out that it's the son of one of the undocumented workers, specifically one that got deported when they did the raid on the makeshift clinic. The mom is still here, but the dad was deported. And so that's what we learned from this. So then Nova's back at dinner or lunch or wherever they at with White Boy Cop. Nova then talks to her. He asks her about the family and how they feel about the book. She says, oh, I feel I lost my family. He's like, no, you ain't lose them. Y'all love each other too much. I don't care. They start playing pool. They flirt with each other. I told you I'm not here for this. Anyway, back at Ralph Angel's house, he's getting ready to go pick up Blue. Ugly chick. Yes, I said it. Let's get in these comments and windmill. Ugly chick. Her bald head self. Bald head hoe suck dick. Anyway, she comes over and tells Ralph Angel, listen, we need to talk. I done did, you know, some investigating. I'm finding out they got a whole plan to get rid of your re-entry program. It's going to be people out here. It's going to be people out here. They're going to be making sure you dotted all the I's and crossed all the T's. And that you went back and dotted all the lowercase J's and crossed all the lowercase F's too. Because they're trying to take this from you. And this is another repercussion, consequence, byproduct of Charlie's decision. And we're seeing that this family is affected, as most families are, by decisions sometimes that they did not sign up for, were not involved with, but just have to reap the repercussions of them. They start kissing and all this, and she's pushing up on my boo. And I just want to snatch her edges, but she ain't got no edges because she bald head. I don't like her. Anyway, ugly chick. Moving on. Charlie then meets with the boy. Back at the diner, Charlie meets with the boy. I think, was it at the diner or at her house? Somewhere. Charlie meets with the boy and his mom. Pastor from last week, the Hispanic pastor who Enrique Consuelo Jorge Raul told her to meet with, he comes with the mom and the boy. And so they learned that the Landrys offered him $500 to throw the brick through her headquarters window and to vandalize Aunt Vi's diner. And they told him if he didn't decide to do it, that his mom would be deported, just like his dad got deported. And so he was kind of afraid about that. Then they start to unravel the plan that the Landrys were really trying to do, which is this fracking that they were interested in doing in St. Joseph's Parish. So Charlie said, listen, I need to get to the bottom of this. Charlie meets with Jacob. Jacob comes to Charlie's office. Jacob is kind of, first kind of uneasy. He's like, you can see he says, listen, we are running against each other. I probably shouldn't be meeting with you. And she makes him feel at ease. But what we learn from this scene is the rose-colored glasses are off. And if she didn't know it prior to all of this, she knows full well now Jacob was never in it for her. He never had her best interest at hand. Rather, he was always from the beginning working for his family. And I think I talked about that in a previous review. So she gets out of Jacob all that she needed to know. The plan that for fracking, the fact that when they surveyed the land in St. Joseph for the prison, they found that there were natural gas deposits underneath the ground in St. Joseph. And so they worked with this company, I think it's called Old World Energy, One World Energy, something like that. And there's this plan to start fracking in St. Joseph. And that's why they have this highway trying to come through. And, there's a whole plan because they're trying to get out of the mill business with the sugarcane and get into the energy business because there's more money there. And so, anyway, Charlie pulls a fast one on Jacob because I think she tried to give him a folder, and I think he believed that all of the evidence she had about this whole situation with the energy company was in there, and he opens it up and it says thanks. Basically said thank you for all of the information I needed. And he leaves upset. He knows at this point he's got to fight. He's got to fight right now against Charlie. Next, we got Darla. Remember I told you Darla tried to call Ralph Angel, and Ralph Angel was busy because he got a lot going on. So she's hurting. She's angry. She calls Nubu over, the one that we don't like. Nubu comes and meets with her. And Nubu is a complete train. Like Nubu is a complete train wreck. He's the complete wrong answer. He's telling her, oh, you got to be strong and you need to call your sponsor. And she's like, listen, I'm not about to take drugs and relapse. I'm angry and I'm hurting and I thought you liked me and I thought you was here for me. And so I'm thinking that you're going to be here to support me. But you trying to send me off to somebody else. Go on about your merry little way. I'm not here for you. Get out of here. And she kind of dismisses him. We ain't like Nubu anyway. And she sends him on his merry little way. Back at Aunt Vi's diner, Charlie gets Aunt Vi to agree to meet with the boy who broke into the diner. She goes old school. She said, listen, I ain't going to send you to jail, but you going to come your monkey ass here 3 days a week and on weekends to, make up for all this money out of loss. Okay? And so they go back out into the diner and we see that the whole, not the whole town, but a lot of people in the town have come over and have helped fix up the diner. But listen, this is drama, fiction. And no good fiction is all sappy and happy and feel good and happy-go-lucky. You gotta have drama. And remember, I told you, I kept saying, I wrote in my notes, something major has to happen because this was a lackluster episode. And it's coming. Nova, oh gosh, she's meeting with White Boy Cop again. They talk about all their old feelings, their regrets from the old relationship. Whatever, moving on. Back at the campaign headquarters, Nova has put together this, not Nova, dear God, Charlie has put together this protest. And they all have on these shirts. And the councilwoman from St. Thomas has agreed to partner with Charlie now. And they have these shirts. And I think they said they have words from either the motto of Louisiana or the motto from St. Joseph, somewhere, I don't know. And they are shedding light on the Landry's plan for this fracking here in St. Joseph. And you see Ralph Angel and his workers at the farm. And basically they are trying to, in the public eye, stick it to the Landrys and say, not just protest what they're doing, but it's a statement saying, hey, we see you. And you're trying to get us to run and hide, and we're not. And that's why she was there. And I think, were they in front of the diner as well? I know they were in front of Ralph Angel's farm. I think they had some people in front of the diner as well. But there's a statement being sent toward the Landrys. That ain't gonna go over well. Nova's back at the hotel. She's packing, getting ready to leave. Just before she leaves, white boy cop comes over, expresses his love for her. Oh, we're new versions of ourselves. We need to get us to try again, and we need not be afraid. This, that, and the third. I don't care. I don't want to see this. I hate it. Let's move on. Then I told y'all something big was going to happen, and it did. So they're back at Charlie's house. Mike is showing Charlie all of these beautiful pictures from the protest and saying how this will be great for the campaign. Charlie says, no, you know, I didn't do this for the campaign. I did this for St. Joseph because this is the right thing to do. He's like, no, you got to use this for the campaign. Phones start ringing. Both her cell phones ring. The house phone ring. Nobody ever calls the house phone. She then picks up her cell phone and she finds out the mill is burning down. The Landrys are not having it, okay? And like I told y'all, I kept saying in my mind throughout the episode, something big was coming. And I knew, listen, white people don't play fair like that. You think you got the upper hand on them, and they gonna show you, okay, to show you better than I could tell you. And that's what happened here. And so I can only imagine next week's episode is going to have high intensity with regard to the drama next week. I'm telling you. Be prepared. So we'll be back here next week. That's all I got for y'all this week, y'all. I know y'all about to be down in these comments. So we're milling at me, and I'm going to be in these comments. We're milling with y'all. Let's get it on in the comments, y'all. In the comments. That's all I got for y'all, people. I'll be back next week. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely.